guys.
Okay, that's our intro. Hello and welcome to Nystad building server. Today we're showing off the city project we have going on here.
The new city.
New city, yes, Nyvik. With me I have Lil.
Hello guys.
And we're going to do a tour of our city that we have been working on for, I think, 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, it's been that long, yeah. Crazy. But yeah, the city.
The city, yeah, let's go. So this is like the marina where we started off the city.
Yeah, this is the oldest district in the whole city, the marina district.
I think you started with the boat and stuff.
Well, yeah, when I joined this the project, we had basically built the large road next to it, and you had built like the port building itself and the quay. So I just immediately picked up and started working on the marina, and then we just expanded from there. Although we've been back in this region pretty recently and started reworking a lot of stuff, like adding the small ferry port on the other side, and this is the park and so on. So we're still working on this district, it's not finished.
Where did you go? The entity render distance on this server is so small that you always...
you're just outflying me.
Yeah, but we wanted to do something different from most of the Minecraft cities. You know, most of the Minecraft cities are American inspired or set in like the 1920s or the past. So we wanted to do a modern European city with, yeah, be special.
Yeah. Well, I think most cities are just look mostly like New York or Chicago, basically, and I don't think that's not a bad thing. But that's not the style that we were aimed to do. We did, well, a sort of European city before this. So I think this is really just us redoing that city and doing it better, mostly.
Yeah, and as you said, we're always going back to old areas and reworking them to fit our new ideas and skills. Yeah,
there's a lot of, I mean, if you look back at like how this just looked just a few years ago, a lot of those older buildings have either been reworked or just removed as we put in new stuff and get better. And there's a lot of areas that we've reworked several times. Although this one we haven't touched much, the church. This one is still the same.
Absolutely fabulous. It was Mr. Cheese that built it. And he nailed the angle because it's on a 45-degree angle. So
yeah, the whole church is diagonal. It's kind of crazy how he managed. I think I built a total of 1 buildings on this angle, and it did not turn out this good. Not even close. It's a real masterpiece. I can't wait till we put an interior in it too. It's gonna be really cool once you can go inside.
Yeah, the city, most of the areas are still very much work in progress.
Oh yeah. I feel like we are at the point now where we at least can start touring, because we have enough sort of finished stuff, like this building here, where we like the surrounding area too it's not done, but it's done to a point where at least it looks good.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other areas that are still very, very clearly under construction. As you can see, there's a lot of like markings and plots and stuff that are untouched. And for instance, this park is just a very rough concept so far. Like, we haven't detailed it more or less at all, besides putting in the paths and the trees.
I think the reason why we haven't done most of the details is because we have a lot of infrastructure and large mega project builders on the server that only likes to do large stuff. So like we would need to have someone to make all the details. Someone that actually wants to go into these small corners and stuff and make it come alive.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel
with a project as big as this too, is even if you spend a couple of hours detailing an area, it's such a small area compared to how big the city itself is. It just takes months and years to get to a point where most of the city is properly detailed. And with us still in the planning stages for a lot of districts and stuff, it's we want to expand the city rather than go back and work on the same block 10 times just because it's not fully done yet.
Yeah. And that brings us to your parliament, actually. So yeah, tell us what's the idea behind this thing.
Well, so this is the start of the government district, or what's going to be the government district. So really, the first building here on the left is the historic courthouse. So it's I can't actually remember. Actually, it's inspired by a royal church in Copenhagen, in Denmark. I thought I kind of reworked it to my own liking, put it on an angle, and decided that it was an old courthouse. However, it wouldn't be in use today. Today it would be more used as a museum. But I figured since this whole district is going to be basically only government buildings, so like central banks and parliaments and courthouses and such, I wanted to kind of put like a little bit of history in it too, so you can tell that this district is old. And right next to it here we have the main government building of Nyvik. This is the parliament building, so this is where the government would create laws and make decisions for the whole country. And this is it's not a full-on replica. I have made some changes to it, but it's very, very similar to Christiansborg, which is also in Copenhagen. That's the royal palace in Copenhagen that I have taken most of my inspiration from. I have modified it to my liking, but it's very, very similar if you look at pictures. See, the main structure is more or less the same. I've just tweaked it and put my own touch to it.
Yeah, and I think we should mention that our city is mostly based on like Northern Europe for architecture. As you said, you've taken a lot of inspiration from Copenhagen, but many of the buildings in our city are also inspired by Stockholm and so on. Yeah,
it's a bit of Stockholm, Copenhagen, Oslo. There's a lot of, if you look at the infrastructure, we're also taking quite a lot from the Netherlands.
Yeah, the roads mostly.
Yeah.
Just love the Dutch infrastructure.
Yeah, it's very, very good. But so for the most part, we are aiming for Northern European, but we aren't super strict either. We'll gladly throw in some other buildings just to mix it up a bit. Overall, though, it is very, very European.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty obvious as we kind of reach Central Station and Old Town here.
Yes, I think the Central Station is pretty much a replica of Stockholm Central Station.
Yeah, it's very, very similar, yeah. Well, the interior is its own design. It's absolutely beautiful, but I feel like you can probably speak more on this project. I was not involved in this at all.
Yeah, so actually Nutella was the one that made all of the architectural elements and all the detailings, but I made the infrastructure. So if we go up one step here, I made all the railroads. And I should also say that there's a huge metro network underground.
Oh yeah,
which
right.
is also inspired by Stockholm's metro system.
I had completely forgotten that this whole system is connected to, which is very cool. Like you can actually fly through the tunnels and reach different stations depending on which line you are. It's very, very cool. It's very intricate. It's huge.
Yeah, we should go down and check it out. Because
You'll
it doesn't get enough attention, I feel like. It's underground. True. So this is.
You can always check out the central metro station later too. That station is absolutely beautiful.
Let's see, I need to find my way. I think this is the entrance down to the metro. So there's 3 metro lines with 6 platforms. It's absolutely huge.
It's a maze down here.
Yeah.
I get lost all the time when I go down here.
So this is the main. I think there's also another like hangar thing over there.
Oh yeah, because one of the platform is kind of sunken down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember why I put it on this height difference, but I think it was because they would cross over each other down there. So I needed more headroom, I think that was why.
It does also just add a lot of character to the station, that there's, otherwise it would probably feel just quite flat and shallow, whereas now you have also this area which gets like a really nice ceiling height and adds a bit of character, that, there's some stairs and stuff in between, so the platforms feel quite separated even though it's such a huge station.
Yeah, and now I remember, I forgot to say that this city you can explore yourself by going onto our server and...
Probably should have mentioned that.
Yeah, I should have mentioned it before, I would probably put it in. But if you go to mc.nystadbuildingserver.net and do warp Nyvik, you will end up here in this city and you can explore it for yourself. Should probably mention that.
We probably should. Yeah, we are, as with any of these, ongoing city projects, if you want to contribute and help us, the server is always open 24/7. You can come here, apply for builder, apply for...
I went the wrong way. Already lost in my own tunnels.
No, you can. We are open to accepting new builders, of course. So anyone who's interested in joining, a big city project like this, but doesn't want to do it all by themselves, they're more than welcome to join us here. We're always looking for new builders, and we are always planning out new areas and new districts and so on. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we'd love to have... Oh, this is new actually.
Yeah, this is...
We'd love to have new builders. It's always more fun with more people and growing the community.
I haven't seen this cafe before.
No,
I like how they made the heads inside the glass here. I don't know that they did that. Really cool.
I think it's the lunar... Oh, I don't remember his name, but like the lunar guy.
Yeah. Oh, I think you use armor stands.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can see the shoulders of... Oh, that's actually smart. I've never really used armor stands like that to glitch in to get the counter thing. That's really creative.
Yeah, it's interesting that when you're more people, you always learn new techniques and stuff that you wouldn't have thought.
I mean, I've never used campfires for seats either, but they do work. It looks good. You get those kind of low seats, because if you build with chairs and stuff, sometimes they look super tall. But those look, moderate height.
Okay, let's get out of here and look at some highways, maybe, if we can find a way out.
I mean, I would hope you know how you built these tunnels.
Yeah, but I haven't been down here in 2 years, so...
Okay, that's true. Oh, right, there.
By the way, is this your car here?
Yeah, well, I designed the original car and then he recolored it and put it here as a advertisement, I guess.
Yeah.
I just think this entrance hall is absolutely beautiful, especially I have shaders on, so the sun is just peering through the windows. It looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Nutella is great at interiors.
Oh yeah,
and all those small details.
Absolutely
Things that I'm not good at. I wish I could have an eye for the small details, but sadly I don't have it.
Yeah, we're all good at different stuff. That's why joining a project like this is so cool, because you have people that cover for each other's weaknesses. So, for instance, some people are great at interiors, Lunarian and Nutella, but then there's others people for instance, I can't build infrastructure at all. So that's why you do it.
Yeah.
It just blends together.
Oh, you're right. Now we're at the bus terminal, which is not very complete, but at least something. So this was also designed by Nutella. I think it is great. I love the visible structural elements here that he has.
Oh yeah, it looks very modern, but also very utilitarian in a way. When you have all these, support columns.
Yeah.
Visible, but yeah, it's a good complement to the central station, and then in this whole new district that we're currently developing, you see there's a lot of planning blocks and floating roads and stuff as we're just starting to plan out the new district.
I said we were going to look at highways, but I forgot about your little modern railway extension here.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because this looks really cool with the blend of classical architecture and modern architecture.
Yes, what we have here is along the regular road here with the... I don't know if you would call this an avenue, since it is a two-way road with a tram line. So on the right you have the Grand Hotel, Mr. Cheese made, or is working on, I suppose, since it's not done. And then on the other side, yeah, probably not. No. And then on the other side here, you have some pretty, well, for the most part, pretty standard Northern European, and as well as a little bit of Parisian architecture. But the thought was that the block behind here would have at one point in the city been old architecture as well, but as the railway was expanded, so as you can see there, it's quite a massive rail line here behind it. You know, the central rail line for the city. They had to demolish the buildings on that block. So in its place, they built these modernist, 60s to mostly 70s to 80s kind of modernist developments as they demolished other stuff for the railway expansion.
Yeah.
So we have this pretty interesting blend of classical architecture blended in with some modernism. Just quite an interesting city block.
Definitely. And then right next to it we have the Tellas modern classicistic building. I don't know what it is, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it's a very cool building. This is brand new. Like I came on here just like a couple of weeks ago. There was nothing here, so he must have built this in the last couple of days, right?
Yeah, I built it like last week.
Yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic with well, I think like the texturing between the bricks and the mud bricks works so well. It's a very interesting color palette, and then just add some white on top of it, and it looks very interesting. Still not fully done, I don't think, but it's coming along really well.
Definitely. Yeah, I guess we could follow the railway, because north we only have like planning, so there's nothing interesting.
Oh yeah, it's just planning and roads all out there so far. There's not a single building. But I mean, yeah, you can tell us a bit about this rail line, I suppose, since you're the one that designed it, as we come up to this crazy curved 5-track rail line.
Yeah, so this would be the main line. We also have a second, you could call it a branch line, going into the central station. So on this railroad there will be both commuter trains, regional trains and high-speed trains on the same like rail line, and further down they would separate, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I think it looks really cool with having 5 tracks in Minecraft, and also on a curve, and then on top of a 6-lane highway. Yeah.
This whole area is just crazy with the massive highway and the road going underneath and above. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I have massive ideas for this area, but I'm just slowly working on it, adding bit for bit, piece by piece.
And this highway development was relatively recent too, if I don't remember.
Yeah, I built
correctly,
it
right?
a few months ago.
Yeah.
So the idea with this is that this highway is actually very central. But the idea was that during the 50s, when everyone was car crazy, they tore down all of the traditional neighborhoods and put this massive highway in place. But then, like in the 2000s, due to space shortage or like land shortage, they've covered this highway. So all of this will be covered eventually by houses.
Yeah. But I suppose just noise pollution and
that too.
Stuff like that, I feel like it's becoming more and more popular for cities to cover up their highways. They're kind of loud and create a lot of pollution. So
yeah, and also bringing neighborhoods together, because this is like a wall between the different districts.
Oh yeah, I live right by a highway in real life. I can tell you, it's not always so easy to get across it. Yeah, over here we have some rail sidings, right, and some
so this
storage.
Is not a like train yard, but for temporary storage of trains.
Oh yeah. Got some locomotives and some trains. These are also really cool, just out of the different trains. I mean, we have way more of them in the prop.
Remove the glass blocks.
We have a lot more trains in the server-wide prop yard, so we have a lot more of every type of vehicle that we're gonna be pasting in eventually. We just haven't really got around to it fully yet. But we have a lot more different types of regional trains, high-speed trains, cargo trains that we'll be pasting in as we go, as well as a bunch of cars and trucks and cranes and other things that we'll be using over the construction.
One thing we're trying to do with the city is being 100% original, so all the assets, even the map, is completely made by members on the server. And
of course, there are no tutorials. Used.
No, no Keralis tutorials here.
No, it's all our designs. And I mean, I guess you could tell us a bit about this, both the amazing, on-ramps and curvature and stuff, also the bridge itself, since you designed it.
Yeah, so the bridge, this bridge will connect, because we're actually on an island. I will probably show a map on the screen now, but the main city is on an island, so this bridge will connect the mainland to the main city. And obviously this bridge is very much inspired by the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I think it looks very cool.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
We have Markle's ship going beneath here. I think someone died here too. Yeah, but one thing I'm not so proud about this bridge is the height. It could have been... You can't have two tall ships going beneath it.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been taller, but I guess this is future looking, obviously. We are eventually going to be building a whole cargo port as well as a passenger port further down. Although it won't be too close to where we're building the city right now. It's on a completely different island, in fact. But the main shipping channel is not this channel anyway. So the good thing about being on an island is that any ship that is too big to pass through this channel that passes the city, they can just sail around the island and still reach the port, since the port is its own separate channel.
Yeah.
So really, it wouldn't harm. Realistically speaking, it wouldn't be a massive issue. But it does, it is a height limitation for this specific channel. But once again, if you looked at the map of the city, there's a full archipelago of islands off this bridge or this channel, which would, to at least a certain degree, limit ship size either way. As you know, couldn't traverse the archipelago if your ship was absolutely massive.
Very cool.
Then we're really just reaching the more planning areas, I suppose.
Yeah,
we could talk a bit about what we're doing here. Yeah. So this will eventually be the modern city center, the business district, as well as the arena district, where we're gonna build a massive multi-purpose arena. And this is gonna be more of a modern development. This whole space. There's gonna be a lot of modern skyscrapers and medium density stuff, mostly commercial.
Yeah, and I think actually these buildings here will go. I don't think they fit very well here.
Yeah, we'll probably move them. At least I think they look good. Some of them,
like business and finance district with mega tall skyscrapers and glass, steel, concrete.
Yeah, as well as that, we're also expanding the light rail, I guess you could call it. It's more light rail over here, at least, and it's a tram system. So that will be expanded too, going out this way, as we do also have a whole tram or light rail system, as well as the metro. So that's cool. We got one new station I guess, work in progress here, so we are making good progress over here. Yeah, then it's really just more planning over here, I suppose.
Lots of planning.
Lots and lots of planning.
But that was pretty much the whole city. One thing I still want to show off is we have a train station down at Penulla.
Oh yeah, right.
Forgot the warp for it, but I would like to show that off.
The warp is, let me see, Peninsula.
Yeah, Peninsula.
Just gonna TP to me. I completely forgot this station existed, to be honest.
Yeah, this was during the summer. I had way too much time and just went crazy with the whole idea. The whole station is floating in there, so you can't see shit.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah, I like to build my infrastructure in the air and then I paste it down. Much easier to build then. But also, as I mentioned, we have the bridge connecting to the mainland, but we will also have a tunnel connecting to the mainland. So we have the train tunnel and then 2 road tunnels going under the bay.
This will of course be the roads and rails that connect closest to the whole port project once that kicks off, although we are probably quite a ways away from starting that whole ordeal, since we have quite a lot of space to make up before we really get down there, as we're trying to expand more naturally, I suppose.
Yeah.
As the city goes, rather than start 3 projects at once and kind of have them completely separated.
Yeah, we're building from the core outwards. I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that probably is... Well, it's not everything, but more or less everything.
Yeah, that was 80% pretty much.
We get back here.
I will...
Yeah, I think... Oh, right.
Right. Yeah, but that was all, I think.
Yeah, I guess we can say goodbye here in front of City Hall at the main square.
Yeah, the beautiful City Hall by Nutella.
The beautiful Hama Square.
Yeah, but thank you for watching, and if you're interested in exploring the city yourself, or maybe you're interested in joining the project, head on to Nystad building server and do /warp Nyvik, or join our Discord. The link will be in the description, of course.
Join the Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord. Or if you just want to chat with other builders, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, we should probably mention that you can't just build anything else you want on the server. Don't have to build cities. We have a bunch of talented builders that build everything from ships to Star Wars to modern to medieval.
Yeah.
You know, the whole 9 yards. We have a bunch of different projects going on server-wide. So just come on, join us.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye.